Hello and welcome to the Messed Up to Setups podcast. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and today I have the great privilege of having on the show fellow comedian Kanoa Morse.
Everything seems so messed up, but it's just not set up.
Kanoa, how's it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, man. It's good to have you back on the show. And this is part 2 of our 2-part interview. And in this episode, y'all, it's all about jokes. Right. So the first one was kind of like the comedy journey. This one's about jokes. So we're going to get into this. Kanoa is going to tell us one of his jokes, and then we're going to talk about it and then make up some jokes. So Kanoa, it's on you. Tell us a joke.
One of my favorite jokes to tell, or at least one of my most practiced jokes that I have, is that I'm a teacher. I teach 5th and 6th grade special education, and I'm great at my job, not because I have good lesson plans or like I'm super informative or anything. It's because I have the same hobbies as my kids. So I have the same hobbies as 5th and 6th grade special needs children, which is good. One of the hobbies that I have in common with my kids is collecting Pokemon cards, and that's a conflict of interest as a teacher. You're not supposed to have Pokemon cards on campus because that's contraband. And so I'm stuck between confiscating and admiring my kids' Pokemon cards. I'll be on campus. I'll be like, Michael, you know you're not supposed to have these on campus. Hold up, is that hologram? And so I'll confiscate the cards and I'll forget to give them back. Pretty simple, you know. When I was teaching in a rougher neighborhood, it was nice because the parents would never call back. So I would never have to so I have a full binder, just cards. I'm saving these cards from these kids because that Charizard would have been covered in hot Cheeto dust within 2 days. PSA value down the crapper. And so I like to think of myself as like an art conservator. I don't actually take my kids' Pokemon cards. Viewers at home, all 7 of you.
All right. So I'm assuming that the origin of that joke is like real life based.
Also because my kids will bring contraband and I'll be like, give me that. I'm not supposed to have that. And then I do just forget to give them back. So I had Sephora mascara on my desk for a while. And then one of my coworkers walked in and they were like, oh, Mr. Morse, I didn't know you was like that. And I was like, no. So I eventually remember to give it back. But sometimes it'll be sitting on my desk for a minute.
So is Pokemon cards is still a thing? That's
absolutely. You're missing out, Michael. What's your retirement look like?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but...
So Pokemon cards have appreciated in value year over year. They've brought in more return on investment than the S&P 500. So I'm just savvy.
Okay, so it's not... I mean, that was a thing, I think, when I don't know, the Pokemon craze, maybe came a little bit after I was in high school or I can't remember. But we used to have these things when I was in school called, I think they were called Pogs. Pogs?
Pogs was Pokemon before Pokemon. That's still big in Hawaii.
Okay. So, and then, my kids have traded other kids' things at school for binders of Pokemon cards. Literally have brought Pokemon cards home.
Because, kids get into fights over them. Bad deals go down. It's like you're in a drug cartel and then you open the binder and you're like, is it all there?
Dude, I think that's a great tag onto that set. The bad dude, I saw a bad deal go down, or it did not turn out well. This whole mafia-esque black market of Pokemon show. That what you just said, that joke there, checking the binder, is everything there? That's pretty funny.
There are sometimes in school I'd have kids standing outside of the bathroom, they're the doorman at a game room here, there's high stakes mahjong going on in there or something like that.
Dude, that's good to add to that. That's good stuff. So, and then here's what I remember too, because I've never watched anime. Believe it, I've never watched a second of anime in my life. I've never watched a Pokemon episode, but the one connection I had with Pokemon is when that app came out and it started putting little monsters and creatures all around the place.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, that's it. Yeah.
I hate Pokemon Go. I'm great at it.
Why do you hate it?
Because I was born in 95. I'm the same age as Pokemon. And so growing up, I got to play Pokemon and I was good at Pokemon because I was an indoorsy, shut-in dork. And they're like, hey, we have a new Pokemon game. And I'm like, dope, I'll kill it at this game too. And they're like, you got to go outside. And I was like, this feels personal. This feels like a targeted attack on me.
Is that why the app was created, to get the indoor kids outside? Is that...
Nah, I think it was used to farm like data.
Even more sinister.
Like we want to map out things and then put it in our neural networks. So we're just it's if something's free, you're the product. So like
Right.
you're just like taking pictures of places and things and people and you know submitting new landmarks and stuff like that. And it's really just like a free way for like tech companies to like farm data off of you, which is fine as long as I have fun.
That's an interesting premise too. The idea that tech companies, like, most people are against that. Oh, I don't want China taking my, data, my personal information, but being cool with it. Like, gosh, I'm cool. That's kind of a funny premise there. I'm cool with that. So what else? And then the sort of extrapolating to, well, what else are you cool with China taking?
So to get back on the Pokemon note, gathering data on you. So like Pokemon Go, it's fine. I hate it. It's fun. I hate it because it took something I was great at and then made me have to go outside for it. Is upsetting. And then Pokemon Company came out with another game, Pokemon Sleep, which you catch Pokemon or advance the game by getting a good night's sleep. So it just feels like, death by thousand daggers. Pokemon Company's like, you're unhealthy, go outside. The next game they're coming out with is Pokemon Take a Shower.
Is that a real
Pokemon,
thing, Pokemon Sleep, or are you just making that up?
no, that's real. Pokemon
What?
brush after every meal, like those are just going to be, all the nerds are going to just have good hygiene and then we won't be able to bully them because we won't be able to notice which ones are.
Oh, interesting. Pokemon Sleep. I'm just curious, dude. How does that work? What's the premise of that?
So like phones have a bunch of different sleep tracking apps. I guess like it passively keeps your microphone active, which if you're not a fan of having your privacy interfered with, your phone is already doing that. That's fine. But now I get to catch Pokemon about it. So sometimes I'll
Interesting.
think about a product that I want and then I get an ad for it. So they already know way more than you think that they do. And that's chill. It's whatever, like I live in a capitalist hellscape and it's fine.
Is it like, what are we gonna do about it? Because we've all had that, like, where we've been thinking about something, or dude, even just thinking about a person, and then you go onto Facebook and their profile is the first one you see, right? Or you're talking about something, and then you go onto Facebook, and boom, there's like an ad for the product. Like, I don't think there's any escaping that as long as you have a device.
We could do like reverse Roomspringa. We just go try out the Amish stuff for a bit and see if they'll have us. And if we like that better, we can stick around and raise barns or whatever.
Churn butter. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Well, let's. Yeah. So I do. I think you actually, and I've heard you tell versions of the joke that you just shared, and I do think like you do have some potential stuff to add on there that we are just going through, dude. The bit about the kid standing outside the restroom door, like, that's funny, and the looking in the thing, is it all there? Like, that's funny too. Like, I think there's something to that. So I think that's got legs.
This Mewtwo isn't first edition.
This is a fake, right? This is a fake, yeah, and make the whole mafia-esque sort of thing. Yeah, I think there's something to that. Yeah, fascinating. Well, let's try. Let's see if we can make us some jokes on the spot here. I'm gonna share the screen. Hopefully this will work. So if you go to michaelhalcomb.live, and you'll see a bunch of stuff here, but if you're on a laptop or a computer, you're going to see a little thing on the right-hand side of the website. This is social. And it's just a bunch of links for other platforms that I'm on. If you scroll to the very bottom, you're going to see the Joke Writers Lab. You'll see it a few times, but the very, very bottom one is to another website I've built. And that's going to take you to this. And it's a little covered up here. I just did some editing over the weekend. If you're on a phone, those links will be at the bottom. But essentially what this is just joke writing resources that I've created. And I'll edit this so it's not covering the text, just to get like juices flowing for joke writers. And these are all digital. This doesn't track or keep any of your information. It's just go on and use it, get the juices flowing. So you can write jokes from headlines, jokes from cliches, jokes from roasting, from lists, from fallacies, from rhetoric, from structures. You can create setups from punches. You can finish a setup, jokes from acronyms, triples, or new rule. Any of these sort of strike your fancy?
Any topics that strike my
Yeah,
fancy.
yeah, any of these joke writing resources seem more interesting to you to try first?
Jokes from roasting is
Well,
probably, yeah.
so we'll do this. So this is the random image roast generator. And the way that this works is you go here and you click generate random image, and it's just going to give us a random image of a person. Now,
Random. Okay, buddy.
it is random. There might even be,
I'm onto your agenda. We got purple hair feminist on screen first shot. All right, man.
now you're roasting me. Yeah, so these might even just be AI generated images, just tons of random images. And the way this works, if you're using it, we're comedians, we work on timer, right? You get on stage, you're on a time. So it's good to do this every once in a while with joke writing too. So you just hit start roasting challenge, the typing box, and then we can start typing in our roast here. So we'll generate a random image of somebody else. There we go. And we can start roasting. So you want to try to keep it clean. You want to go first?
Hayden, Caden, Zayden, and Braylee are my life. Single mother, definitely ex-military dependent. You hate to see her pop into the HOA meeting.
Get your hands off the stickers on the back of my van. The stick
Too many.
figures.
They got so the term for that is I guarantee she's got a very lengthy vanifesto.
Vanifesto. I've never heard that. All right, so time's up, and we would just now. If you're using the system here, you could copy your roast if you want and paste them in a document. This doesn't keep any of your jokes, any of your information. Let's go to the next one. All right.
I swear I saw this lady at Cole.
You saw this lady at Kauai. All right.
It's all women, Michael. Is there some kind of misogynist agenda here?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Five in a row, brother.
I swear it's random. All right, there's a male. Go ahead.
He looks like his personality does not extend beyond the bio in his LinkedIn.
Okay, let's see. Didn't I see him delivering my mail yesterday? What else? Keep going. We'll alternate.
It's like the guy that your ex gets with after you break up, where you're like not even mad about it, and you're like, good, go off to your middle class mediocrity. I don't.
This guy looks like a former youth pastor.
I feel like I'm just being. I don't know. I feel bad roasting this guy.
You feel bad about roasting women. Now you feel bad about roasting him. Let's see. There you go.
He seems
Got
like
anything?
he's trying to start a video game streaming platform, and he's got like 3 followers, and it's the 3 friends he plays video games with.
Dude, why such a long face?
Let me guess, you're gonna order the IPA.
Let's see. Man. I don't know. I'm like drawing a blank on him. Interesting. Dude, tiny shoulders. Long face, tiny shoulders, no neck.
He's built like a whippet.
Like a whip. That's good. Oh man. All right. So the roasting, that's how that one works. That's fun. You'd be good at that one.
Okay,
You've done pretty good. You've done pretty good at like just roasting and in person too when I've seen you do that. So you mentioned growing up in the first episode, growing up you were picked on a lot. Were you roasting the kid back who were picking on you?
Yeah. One time we actually had to go to the principal's, and then the kid that was bullying me that I was like bullying back, he started crying, and then he was like, things he said really hurt, and I was like, hell yeah.
Let's see. We'll do jokes from cliches. So hopefully this will work. You just click the button to generate a cliche and then try to make some jokes off of it. So like here's one of the cliches. I haven't the foggiest.
My complaint to the Starbucks when my London tea latte does not have enough oat milk in it.
Okay.
That's the ticket.
That's the ticket. Yeah, that's the ticket. Any ideas? Any initial jokes off that? That's the ticket.
That's the ticket. I feel like if a woman I was with said this while we were intimate, I would stop.
Yeah, I was thinking something.
That's the ticket. I'm like, all right, wonderful meeting you. I ordered your Uber. They'll be here in 6 minutes.
That's the ticket. Yeah, boy. Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
I think a new life insurance company said that.
Yeah, better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. Well, I'm struggling today. Pull your chain. We'll skip.
She has a great personality. Feeding frenzy. That's a dating meetup at like Golden Corral. That'd be dope. Just like gym bros and like their chubby like dates. It's a trope. Gym dudes love big chicks because gym dudes deprive themselves of food and joy, so they want to see someone else enjoy it. And so gym dudes go for big chicks also because, and big chicks are like, yo, muscles, he can lift me. This is what's up. So Feeding Frenzy, yeah, that's the new dating app where you meet at an all-you-can-eat buffet for feeding.
Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite pastime?
Who's?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer? They said Michelle Obama. It's like, well, it would be healthy people.
Jeffrey Dahmer, Feeding Frenzy. A frog in my throat. Oh, gosh.
I hate the French.
I could think of worse to have in your throat. Go to pot.
Go to pot. What is that even a cliche of?
That's like goes to crap. Go to crap. It deteriorates quickly.
Me right after coffee. Now that I'm 30, now that
Yeah.
I go to pot and then I go to pot and then
Yeah.
really predictable now.
A bull in a china shop.
Bull in a china shop. I think it'd be really funny if there was like a Desi, like Pakistani or like an Indian man named a bull and he wanted to shop for China, but he was afraid of being the cliche.
Bull in a china shop. Nice. I mean, that's an interesting idea. Just the whole stupid, right? A bull in a china shop. Yeah, a china shop. There now. That wasn't so bad, was it? Oh gosh.
I'm good.
We'll skip that. Let's go back and try a different one. These are interesting jokes from rhetoric and jokes from so these can be a little challenging. So this is the headline and rhetorical device generator. So the way this works is I'll click the button. Hopefully it'll work. Maybe it won't. It's supposed to generate like a live headline from today's news and then give you a rhetorical device. And then you're supposed to write jokes based on both. There we go.
Return a stolen car with gas money.
So this is a literal headline from some news source today. I've got this tied to a bunch of different news sources and it's just pulling in a variety of headlines. So then you're supposed to write the joke from the angle of personification. So in this case, you are going to be the money or the gas or the stolen car, right? And talk from that perspective.
That makes it difficult.
Yes. Yeah,
Wind
exactly.
whispered through the tree.
So, yeah, and the thief returns stolen car with gas money. The stolen car says it was, the best time of his life. Or stolen car says, no, I want the thief back, or I want to stay with the thief. Something like that, like coming from that sort of angle.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What did the car do to earn that gas money?
What did the car do to earn that gas money? Good. And what's the gas money's perspective on this? Like, was
If this took place in the Cars cinematic universe, that pretty
interesting.
blue Porsche would have been like, at least buy me a drink first.
Nice. Yeah, very good. Creative. Woman caught stealing lobsters down her pants. The rhetorical device is hypothetical. It's where you use subordinating conjunctions to show dependency, like because. Right. So a woman caught stealing lobsters down her pants because crabs was too painful. A woman caught stealing lobster down her pants.
She was tired of people accusing her of always having crabs.
Yeah, woman caught stealing lobster down her pants because something about seafood and they can't see it if she's sticking it down her pants.
By seafood, I eat it. Ha.
Florida man claims he was possessed when robbing a bank. And Zugma, using one word in two different senses, he broke her heart and her vase or vase. This is challenging to use this sort of technique. He broke her heart and her vase. Florida man claims he was possessed when robbing a bank. Possessed is interesting. You could probably do it there using one word in two different senses. You could do it with man as well. Florida man.
Possessed man had a gun in his possession.
Yeah, there you go. Possessed man had a gun in his possession. A Florida man claims he was possessed by his wife and a demon when he was robbing a bank. So he's possessed twice there. So this isn't necessarily going to generate the funniest stuff, but it's like just meant to get you thinking, get the wheels turning.
It's it's the difference between a workout and the sport, It's like
exactly
is helpful.
Yeah. So like just spending like 5 minutes on these sorts of things, before you sit down and start trying to write like a real joke, something for a bit or a set, I think is helpful. It just gets the creativity flowing. But yeah, it's fun, man. I like this one, the new rules. You ever watch Bill Maher's Real Time? This is kind of very loosely based on that. So new rule, and it's just giving you a word. So this one's like mine or election or, storage, for example. New rule, right? People have to stop paying for monthly storage that, for stuff they never care, for stuff they aren't actually ever going to use or something like that. So you're familiar with his new rule segment?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just something like that. You're saying new rule about boom, whatever the topic is. So I don't know. Pick a good one here. New rule about interview.
New rule for interviews. We said no shirt, no shoes, no service. We're going to now start including pants.
New rule. The new rule. Interviewers have to stop asking you where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, I definitely don't see myself at this job. Right. New rule. I think this one's really fun. I really like his new rule segment, and could really like almost write a bunch of jokes, like a bit off of doing something like this. New rule, brother.
Still counts if it's step.
So new rule, yeah. New rule, if your brother tries to transition, he's still your brother. I don't know. New rule, law, so on and so forth. Like, I think, yeah. So I just commend this little site to you for joke writing. There's other stuff on here too. Yeah, if you want to use this, just go to michaelhawken.live, scroll over to social, and you'll find it there. But fun times, man. Kanoa, dude, thanks for coming on and spending some time, wasting some time with me today. Just fun stuff, man. Thanks for sharing your joke. Yeah. And for those of you watching, head over to me and follow at Kanoa Morse, and then Michael Hawken Live. And be grateful for that. Check out that website where you can use that free stuff and sign up for the Joke Writers Lab group on Facebook. It's free. Anyone can who's doing joke writing can join that. Maybe you'll get some help from other comedians to get your jokes punched up, or get you going in the right direction. Just another avenue for creativity. So we are going to stop there, my friends, and say we hope that helped.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just not set up.